Sup kids, Pocketcraft here to bring you all a special treat. In celebration of Halloween, I welcome you dear viewers to my top 10 list of creepiest Pokedex entries in X and Y. Now you gotta remember, only 69 Pokemon have been released so far in X and Y, lol 69, so there's a limit as to how many creepy entries there actually are. Within the video, I will be sure to include images of the text for both of the X and Y entries of each Pokemon, but I'll only be reading out the entry which I personally find creepy. That is, unless both entries are unsettling, in which case, I'll read out both. I can tell you now, some of the entries on this list may not seem so dark, but further on the list, there's some pretty spooky shit, so stay tuned and enjoy. We'll start out light at number 10 with Avalugg. Avalugg's entry states, its ice-covered body is as hard as steel. Its cumbersome frame crushes anything that stands in its way. Not too unsettling for us, considering Avalugg is 6'7" in height, which can be considered around the height of a tall human. But I'm pretty sure if I was a Durant or a Weedle, I'd be bloody scared of being stepped on by this giant ice table. Number 9 is my boy, Esper. Everyone likes Esper, and some even treat him as a deity. His appearance alone is pretty damn imitating, but to top that off, his Pokedex entry claims it has enough psychic energy to blast everything within 300 feet of itself, but it has no control over its power. So yes, if I were you, I'd keep away from this evil little bastard before he lifts up his ears and blasts you with enough psychic energy to create a friggin' crater. Rockin' number 8 is Noivern. Noivern's entry says, they fly around on moonless nights and attack careless prey. Nothing can beat them in a battle of the dark. I think it's fair to say that walking around in darkness during moonless nights, knowing that a ruthless 5-foot-tall bat is out there willing to attack careless prey would be pretty damn scary. Number 7 is the evil tree, Trevenant. Appearances alone, I think it's safe to say that not many people would want to encounter this mofo in a dark alley. But not only that, his Pokedex entry is rather intimidating as well. It can control trees at will. It will trap people who harm the forest so they can never leave. I mean, holy crap, imagine a little kid reading this. I think it's safe to say they'll never want to go camping in a forest. But if you think this is bad, just wait for what's lurking higher up in the list. Okay, up next is the Y exclusive Yveltal. Now because both of Yveltal's Pokedex entries are pretty menacing, I think it's only right to read them both out. His X entry states, when this legendary Pokemon's wings and tail feathers spread wide and glow red, it absorbs the life force of all living creatures. And his Y entry states, when its life comes to an end, it absorbs the life energy of every living thing and turns into a cocoon once more. So yeah, if its tail feathers start to glow, or its life is about to come to an end, you know you're fucked either way, because Yveltal's about to drain your life force, son. For everyone who watched my top 10 favourite Pokemon in X and Y video, you'll know that I'm rather fond of Dragalge. Now I honestly didn't even know about his Pokedex entries until after I made that video, and because of it, I look up to him as even more of a monstrous sea demon now than ever before. His Pokemon X entry states how intimidating this guy can actually be, but I think it's fair to say that his Y entry is the creepier of the two. Tales are told of ships that wander into seas where Dragalge live, never to return. Damn! Just imagine those poor sailors eroding away in agony thanks to Dragalge's poison. Not a pleasant thought. Hornedge is another fine example of whose Pokedex entries both need to be read out. His Pokemon X entry states, apparently this Pokemon is born when a departed spirit inhabits a sword. It attaches itself to people and drinks their life force. And the Y entry states, if anyone dares to grab its hilt, it wraps its blue cloth around that person's arm and drains that person's life energy completely. So yeah, here we have a cursed sword possessed by the dead spirit of a Pokemon and to make things even more child friendly, it attaches itself to people and sucks out the life force until they die. Nice. Well, here we are folks, the top 3. These are, in my opinion, the 3 creepiest Pokedex entries in X and Y, and I think it's only right that all 3 of them deserve each of their entries to be read out. Now let's kick off the list with the adorable, yet not so adorable, Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo's Pokemon X entry states, "This pumpkin body is inhabited by a spirit trapped in this world. As the sun sets, it becomes restless and active." And the Y entry states, "It is said to carry wandering spirits to the place where they belong so they can move on." Pretty kind this little fella to guide wandering spirits on a departure, but still eerie to know that it's actually just a pumpkin inhabited by a trapped restless spirit. Similar to Cubone's mother back in Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower during the Gen 1 games. Following up from Pumpkaboo is its evolved form, Gorgeist. Now unlike the kind spirit guiding Pumpkaboo, it seems as though the trapped spirit has gone from restless to just plain evil. The Pokemon X entry states, "Singing in eerie voices, they wander the town streets on the night of the new moon. Anyone who hears their song is cursed." And the Y entry states, "It enwraps its prey in its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey." Sweet semen of baby Jesus, what the hell happened? I tell you, this guy was pretty close to making it number 1 on my list, and I think you can guess why. This evil little sod traps and curses everyone by singing, and literally takes pleasure from the suffering of its victims. Too spooky for me. Finally, here we are at number 1, and I tell you, this is so inappropriate for a game aimed at kids. Number 1 is Trevenant's pre-evolution, Phantom. Phantom's Pokemon X entry states, "These Pokemon are created when spirits possess rotten tree stumps. They prefer to live in abandoned forests." And the X Pokedex entry claims, "According to old tales, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest." Jesus man, it's not like I wanted to sleep tonight or anything. So anyway, my theory is that Phantom's evolution, Trevenant, traps children in the forest never to return, and then their spirits actually become phantoms. Yep, simple as that. But seriously, in my opinion, this is literally one of the creepiest Pokedex entries of all time, and not just in X and Y. Gotta admit, Game Freak just love throwing in the odd spooky Pokedex entry here and there, but frankly, it makes a Pokemon all the more interesting. I mean, since I've known about their entries, Phantom and a bunch of other Pokemon in X and Y have definitely stood out to me a lot more than they did previously. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this little Halloween special of my top 10 creepiest Pokedex entries in X and Y. Be sure to comment, rate and subscribe if you liked the video, and keep in mind, I've been throwing around a few ideas for future vids that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. Alright everyone, enjoy the rest of your Halloween and have an awesome day. Ciao.